Hey, welcome back, guys. Episode 2 of P-Valley's sophomore season saw the chickens coming home to roost in more ways than one. The Pink is officially back up and running, but the lethal transgressions of the past inspired a spiritual backlash that'll have to be addressed before things are completely back to normal. I'm here to break it all down in typical Top 10 WTF fashion. Before we begin, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and bell notification to immediately receive these videos. Also, big thank you to all of my channel donors. If you'd like to be the next one, drop $1 on that Cash App for us. And lastly, a spoiler alert is now in effect for all things P-Valley. Here we go. WTF Moment Number 10, Tryouts. The episode kicks off with auditions at the Pink for new talent in light of their reopening post-COVID restrictions. Some of the ladies maintain plenty of potential, while others are just quirky and out of place, as you'd imagine. Following the audition round, 3 new girls are chosen, including Whisper, Roulette, who many of you will recognize as Wanda from Snowfall, and this commentator's personal favorite, Big Bone, who lives up to every aspect of that descriptive name. WTF Moment Number 9, Snitch in the Grass, Part 1. Derek hosts the sheriff of Chucalissa while campaigning for Diamond to be charged following their volatile exchange in last season's finale. The sheriff informs Keyshawn's abusive baby daddy that if Diamond is charged, he'd have to be charged as well. Derek is visibly dissatisfied by the Lawman'S Verdict, hell-bent on getting revenge on the man who physically got the better of him. More on this in just a sec. WTF Moment Number 8, A Murderous Visit. Uncle Clifford laments his upcoming birthday to his hilarious and equally uncaring grandmother. Then, Lil Murder pays a visit to the pair out of the clear blue, hoping to patch things up with Clifford before heading out on tour. After catching a glimpse of his muse through the side mirror, he spills all on his past transgressions in an attempt to clear the air, successfully getting his message across, even if the receiver wasn't ready to hear it. WTF Moment Number 7, Andre's Rising. Andre arrives at his godfather's old place and discovers that the seemingly underhanded politician provided a great service for his community by illegally covering for certain residents behind on their water bills. Then, Dre finds a throwback videotape of his late father figure offering up his own Southern brand of encouragement to Andre's younger self. He asserts that Andre can achieve anything and to never allow any information contrary to that reality to settle in his spirit. The trip down memory lane stirs something within Andre and could be foreshadowing to his own potential future in politics. WTF Moment Number 6, Snitch in the Grass, Part 2. Derek questions Keyshawn on her previous dollar store trip and violently reacts to her response. Upon Key's admission that Diamond raised his voice, Derek calls in a complaint against the former bouncer, which results in the loss of his job. He then denies calling Diamond the worst racial slur there is, while confirming his stalker tendencies and discovering that she went to the store to begin with. WTF Moment Number 5, A Killer Proposition. Keyshawn gets Rome to come by in an attempt to convince Derek to allow her on Lil Murder's tour. However, once Rome shows up, she seemingly sabotages the meeting with her own apprehensions. Discussing the fallout in the car with Murder's crew, one of them suddenly appears to die. Describing the gesture as a game of sorts, the crew informs Rome that they're going to need an additional passenger to play it the right way, i.e., Keyshawn's presence will be essential. Key then surprisingly contacts Rome, thanking him for his efforts and assuring that she'll handle the rest. WTF Moment Number 4, Scream 40th. An uneventful Clifford spends his birthday evening going through messages and scrolling social media. At his grandmother's behest, he takes the garbage out, only to be abducted by 4 strangers in the iconic Ghostface mask from Wes Craven's Scream series. Understandably frightened by the random event, Clifford begins spilling all of his salacious secrets, including the chopping and disposal of Montavious' corpse. However, to his amazement, Uncle Clifford's life is spared in favor of a surprise party courtesy of his unique brand of friends. WTF Moment Number 3, Pole from the Dark Side. Sadie's walks through her routine with Whisper and Roulette in the Paradise Room when the pole begins to mysteriously rock back and forth by itself. Adept in the clairvoyant arts, Whisper encourages the trio to ask it for predictions, to which it affirms Roulette's forthcoming success. The supernatural experience is interrupted before a shaken Mercedes can query the unknown spirit. WTF Moment Number 2, Fall from Grace. Mercedes, Whisper, and Roulette put on an opening night show for the ages once the main event commences. The OG notices the new school girls outclassing her profusely, garnering a response from the crowd that only her and Keyshawn had become accustomed to. Seeking to one-up the duo, Sadie's attempts a move that her former self would have pulled off with ease, but her already faltering shoulder betrayed her entirely, causing her to do something she'd never done: fall from the pole. In WTF Moment Number 1, Root Work Therapy, Mercedes awakens to Clifford, Diamond, and Autumn in a dark room. She mentions the heaviness in her shoulder, which results in Diamond performing root work on the weighted limb to chilling results. The spell inspires multiple contortions in Sadie's body, and Diamond subsequently cuts the spiritual pounds, causing the physical pain in her shoulder. If that wasn't enough, Diamond reveals an altar made to Montavious, highlighted by his ring, in order to keep his spirit at bay. Then, a furious Sadie's ousts Autumn from her home, as it was her baggage that caused the initial pain to begin with. Some lingering thoughts before we end today's video. The title of this episode was 7 Pounds of Pressure, and it spoke directly to the guilt extracted from Mercedes' shoulder, courtesy of Diamond. But that's not all. Autumn is experiencing the pressure of ownership, Clifford is experiencing the pressure of aging, Keyshawn is feeling the pressure of escaping a dire situation, and Mercedes is feeling the pressure of being phased out of her livelihood. These pressures will affect the way this season plays out as we continue on through. Andre seems to be getting posthumously groomed by his godfather to continue his work in Chucalissa, beginning with the finalizing of the casino deal. He's feeling the pressure as well, considering that they didn't end on the best of terms, and he has several reasons to stay, one of which isn't political at all, but vital nonetheless. Keyshawn has finally made it out of Derek's psychotic clutches. I wonder if she'll make it back this time. She has 2 critical reasons for returning, but her pending taste of freedom just might be too sweet to return to a life of pseudo-imprisonment. We shall see. Much was made of the root work scene in this episode, many being caught off guard by the spiritual component being introduced to a show largely dedicated to the profane. Though the aforementioned is factual, let's not forget that this show is based in the Deep South, which has historically practiced a variety of spiritual systems during and post-slavery. It's a hangover from centuries of bondage and subsequent trauma, each of which worked heavily on Sadie's shoulder and thus had to be removed. And lastly, now that Montavious' ring has remained, do you think it will factor into his death discovery when the time comes? If not by the police, then by his old gang mentioned in 108? Let me know what y'all make of this. And that'll do it for this one. What were your thoughts on episode 202? Be sure to drop me your opinions in the comments below. As always, I thank you for watching today's video. If you liked today's video, go ahead and drop $1 on that Cash App for us, hit the like button, share it with your friends who are fans of P Valley, and subscribe for more content such as this. This is Rudy P Magic of Rudy P Magic Beats, and have a blessed one until the next one. Peace, y'all.